The free money sitting in your paycheck that 40% of people never claim. The form nobody reads. There's a form buried in your onboarding packet worth more than almost anything else you'll do this year, and more than a third of the people who ever see it will never fill it out. You remember your first week at the job, or you don't because nothing about it felt memorable. A stack of paperwork, a laptop being set up, someone from HR walking you through benefits in a conference room that smelled like new carpet, talking in a tone reserved for things that are important but not urgent. Health insurance, dental, vision, and somewhere in there, usually near the bottom, in a paragraph nobody reads with any real attention, a sentence about the company matching a percentage of your retirement contributions. You nodded. You may have even signed something, and then you moved on to the next task because the parking validation section was next, and at least that one felt like it mattered today. That paragraph was the single most valuable sentence in the entire packet, and a significant percentage of the people who read it or skimmed past it never acted on it. Not because they didn't want free money, because the form looked administrative. The deadline felt distant, and the version of themselves who would benefit from it felt too far away to motivate action today. This is the story of that form, what it actually is, what it costs to ignore it, and why the 15 minutes it takes to fill out is one of the highest value 15 minutes most people will ever spend and never spend. What the match actually is. Strip away the financial jargon, and the mechanism is almost embarrassingly simple. Your employer offers to add money to your retirement account, money that is not your salary, not a bonus, not tied to performance, for every dollar you personally contribute, up to a certain limit. A common structure looks like this. The company matches 100% of your contribution up to 4% of your salary. If you make $60,000 a year and contribute 4%, that's $2,400 of your own money going into the account, and the company adds another $2,400 on top of it, dollar for dollar, simply because you contributed. That is a 100% return on your money before it has done anything else, before it has been invested, before a single day of market growth. The instant your contribution lands, it has already doubled. There is no investment product, no trading strategy, no market timing skill in existence that reliably produces a guaranteed 100% return in a single instant. This one does. It is sitting in a benefits packet waiting for a checkbox.
The people who never check the box. Studies on retirement plan participation consistently find that a meaningful share of eligible employees, commonly cited around 20 to 40%, depending on the workforce and plan design, either don't participate at all or participate below the level required to capture the full match. That means a significant portion of working adults are actively declining free money every single pay period, month after month, year after year, without necessarily realizing that's what's happening. It's not because they don't want the money. Ask almost anyone directly, do you want your employer to double a portion of your retirement contribution? And the answer is obviously yes. The disconnect isn't desire. It's the structure of the decision itself. The enrollment form arrives during a week already saturated with new information, new passwords, new faces, new expectations. It's one document among dozens, and it doesn't announce its urgency. There's no red banner, no countdown, no visible consequence for skipping it today and coming back to it later. It just sits there, quiet and administrative looking, next to the direct deposit form and the emergency contact sheet. And later, for a lot of people, never actually arrives. By the time the next open enrollment period comes around, a full year has passed. The match that could have been captured for 12 pay periods was captured for 0, and the form, still sitting there, still just as quiet, gets deferred again. What deferral actually costs? Here is where the number stops being abstract. Take the earlier example, A $60,000 salary, a 4% match, meaning $2,400 a year in free employer contributions when the employee also contributes 4%. If that match is captured starting at age 25 and the combined contributions are invested and left alone, compounding at a modest average annual return, the employer match alone, not counting the employee's own contribution, just the free money, grows into a substantial six-figure sum by retirement age, built entirely from money that was never the employee's paycheck to begin with. Now, delay that same decision by 5 years. Start at 30 instead of 25. The match captured is identical in structure, same percentage, same dollar amount per year, but the 5 years of missing compounding at the front end, the years when the account had the most time left to grow, are gone permanently. They cannot be recovered by contributing later. Compounding does not work retroactively. A dollar that didn't get invested in year one doesn't get a second chance to have been invested in year one. The 5-year delay, modeled out over a full career, typically costs tens of thousands of dollars in final account value, sometimes significantly more, depending on the return assumptions. And that cost comes entirely from delay, not from contributing less. The contribution amount was identical, only the starting line moved. This is what makes the form dangerous to ignore. It's not that skipping it costs you the match for 1 year, it's that the years you skip are gone in a way that no amount of future diligence can undo.
The reason the retirement enrollment form gets treated as optional homework instead of urgent action has almost nothing to do with financial literacy and almost everything to do with how the human brain evaluates delayed, abstract rewards against immediate, concrete costs. Filling out the form has an immediate, if small, cost, 10 to 15 minutes. A small dent in take-home pay starting with the very next paycheck. The 4% contribution is visible immediately, deducted before you see the deposit. The benefit, meanwhile, is decades away, abstract, expressed as a number on a screen you won't meaningfully interact with until retirement is close enough to feel real. The brain is extraordinarily good at prioritizing the immediate concrete cost over the delayed abstract benefit. This isn't a character flaw specific to people who skip the form. It's a basic feature of how humans evaluate trade-offs across time, and it explains almost every instance of a good long-term decision losing to a mediocre short-term one. The fix isn't willpower, it's structure. The employees who consistently capture the match are rarely the ones with the most financial discipline in the moment. They're the ones for whom the decision only had to be made once, at onboarding, on a form, before the smaller immediate cost had a chance to compete with the larger delayed benefit on equal footing every single pay period. The 15 minutes that outperforms almost anything else. If you compare the 15 minutes spent filling out a retirement enrollment form against almost any other 15-minute financial action available to a typical working adult, researching a stock, comparing insurance rates, negotiating a bill, nothing else comes close in terms of guaranteed return per minute invested. Negotiating a bill might save you $20 a month if it goes well. Researching a stock might produce a good investment or a bad one, with genuine uncertainty either way. Capturing an employer match produces a guaranteed, immediate, unconditional doubling of a portion of your contribution, with no research required and no risk that the employer simply decides not to honor the terms of a benefit already legally documented in your plan. And the form only has to be filled out once. It isn't a discipline you have to renew every month. It's a decision made a single time that then runs silently and automatically in the background for as long as you remain employed and contributing. The exact kind of structural, one-time decision that consistently outperforms ongoing willpower in every area of personal finance. What to actually do with this? If you're currently employed and you don't know with certainty whether you're contributing enough to capture your full employer match, that is the single highest value piece of financial homework available to you this week.
not researching investment strategies, not comparing brokerages, just confirming the match percentage and confirming your own contribution meets it. If you've never enrolled at all, the form is very likely still sitting exactly where it was during onboarding, in whatever benefits portal your company uses, waiting the same way it's been waiting the entire time you've worked there. It does not expire the way a job offer does. It is simply ignored until it's acted on. The number attached to this decision, the six-figure difference between capturing the match starting today versus deferring it another year, another 5 years, another decade, is not built from anything you have to earn twice. It's not overtime. It's not a second job. It's money your employer has already agreed to give you, sitting behind a form that takes less time to complete than the video you're currently watching. The form was never complicated. It was just quiet. And quiet, unglamorous, quickly completed decisions are exactly the kind that build the most wealth over the longest period of time, precisely because almost nobody treats them with the urgency they deserve. Go check the box. It's still there.